So again, I am going to start lecture number 21, and it is in software engineering. Continuing again the unit number 3. So far, various contents we have already finished of the unit number 3, and this is related to the risk projection. So risk projection means estimation. So how we are going to calculate the risk, or how do we uh, estimate about the risk. So whenever we are going to develop any project or the software, then we always consider some factor related to the risk, and this is the common phenomena during the development or design of the software, and how we are going to estimate. So there are several factors we will use to calculate or to estimate the risk. So risk projection, it is also called the risk estimation. So what is the background? So in this case, whenever we are going to estimate the risk, then there are two ways we use. First, we will consider the probability that the risk is real. Okay. And another is called the consequence of the problems so associated with the risk. So there are always some problems which we will uh, consider or we will face during the development uh, phase or the design phase. And what is the probability of the risk? We also consider this factor. So there are two factors. First is called the probability and another is the consequence. So whenever we are going to design our project, there is a involvement of planner, managers, technical staff. We are not going to develop any project or design without the project planner, without the management staff, or we can say the technical staff. So there is an involvement of each and every type of staff. Okay, not a single person is going to develop or to design any project. So there is the involvement of complete team, and that complete team consider, we can say, consist of project planner, manager, and technical staff. So there are a number of, we can say, the uh, projection steps. So there are 4 risk projection steps we can consider in the next slide. So the intent of these steps is to consider the risk in a manner that leads to prioritization. So what else we can say? There is an intention whenever we will consider the few steps, and how we are going to prioritize those steps, or we can say the steps used for the risk. So the software team can allocate limited resources. Okay, so limited resources, first thing we are going to consider for the risk is to allocate the limited resources, because we always want to reduce the staff members or the team members, uh, whatever they are working in the company. So just we want to reduce our staffs. Nowadays, you can see in the situation of the COVID-19 that in each and every sector, just we are concentrating to reduce the staff. Okay, to reduce the staff means just we are going to reduce the cost. Okay, so each and every sectors, they are if they are in loss, then first thing is this: just reduce the manpower, reduce the number of persons. So in this case also, whenever we are going to design and we want to consider the factors to reduce the risk, then we always consider to use the limited resources. And to use the limited resources, we reduce the number of persons or staff members. So now we can see here we will use the scale for the risk projection or the estimation. Now you can see here a number of steps which the programmer or the at the management level is going to follow. So the first thing is this: for the risk estimation, we design a scale or we consider a scale, and here you can see this is called the risk scale. Okay, so the risk increases from first point to 10 point, that is low, and again little bit high, again little bit high again, and so on. At point 10 you can see high. Okay, so this is called the scale, and this scale is used for the projection, or we can say the estimation purpose. Okay, now here you can see in number 2, delineate the consequences of the risk. So here we consider all the risk on the behalf, on the priority of the strength of the risk. That is, what is the background of that particular risk? What is the consequences? What will be the impact of the risk on the project? Estimate the impact of the risk on the project and product. So we will calculate or consider the effect of the risk on the project and the software product. So here we consider or note down the overall accuracy of the risk projection. So risk projection is, what is this? Risk estimation. Just we are going to calculate the risk estimation on the behalf of various steps which will we are going to consider during the design of the software or the project. So here we can say there will be no misunderstanding. Just we are going to consider the overall accuracy, and overall accuracy will depend on the different type of risk. Okay. Now again we can consider here, this is called the risk table, and what type of points just we are going to consider in the risk table. So a risk table provides a project manager with a simple technique for risk projection. Risk projection, yani with the help of the risk table, we can calculate the risk projection, or we can say we can estimate the risk. Okay, so with the help of the risk table, because in the risk table there are few points, on the behalf of those points just we are going to calculate the risk. Okay, so it is not necessary, because just we are considering here the subject software engineering. So our product is related to the software project, or the we can say simple the project related to the software. Okay, so various projects we can consider, but or we can say also called the software product, but such type of risk we can consider also in other type of products, whether it is a hardware product or some other products uh, we are using in our household or in our life. Okay, so if we will talk in the context of the software engineering, just we are going to consider the software product or software project. Okay, so in each and every type of product we always consider the risk. Okay, because if we are going to develop any product, then we always consider the risk, and for that risk we are going to maintain the risk table, and in the risk table there are number of, we can say, columns, and these columns are 5. So what are those columns? Under which we are going to estimate various factors. So first is the risk summary. So in the table, the first column is the risk summary. Okay. So whenever we are going to design any software project or product, then first we consider the risk table, so that we can estimate all the factors and we can store the values related to those factors. That is the first is the risk summary. Risk summary, what is this? Short description of the risk. Just we are going to describe or elaborate or explain about the risk. That is what type of this. Okay, risk category, one of the 7 risk categories. Okay, so there are 7 types of risk. Okay, then here we will define what is the category of the risk. So Again, another column we can say probability. So probability, what is this? Estimation of risk occurrence based on group input. Okay, just we are here applying some sort of input set, and then just we are going to calculate various outcomes for that particular project, and then we are going to estimate the risk occurrence. Okay, and what would be the impact? So then the nature of the impact on the software product related to the risk, that is the catastrophic, critical, marginal, negligible. So these are types of impact that our software product will bear or will face. Okay. Another we can say column in the table we will consider R triple M. Okay. And what is this R triple M? You can called as risk mitigation, monitoring and management, okay, plan. So this is the abbreviation for risk mitigation, monitoring and management plan. So this is the full form for R triple M. So we always consider in the fifth column of the risk table, first is called the risk mitigation. Okay. Then what is the risk mitigation? Risk mitigation means just at the primary level, you are going to avoid the risk. Okay. You are just going to avoid the risk. If its effect is powerful, then you can monitor this and then you can plan. Okay. So first is called the risk mitigation. So what is the mitigation? Mitigation means avoidance. At the primary level, you want to avoid the risk. Okay. So another is called the monitoring. Just you are watching and keeping your eye on that what is happening and what is the time is going on. Okay. And what is the market value and what is the situation and circumstances outside the market about the product which you are going to produce or to develop. Okay. So first is called the mitigation and then monitoring and then management plan. So after that, if the level of the risk is powerful, then just we will plan about, or we can say we will plan the management. Okay. Now here we are going to develop a risk table. So in this case, just we will list all the risk in the first column, mark the category of each risk, what is the type of, in the preceding slide you have already seen risk summary, risk category, probability, impact, and then just we will consider what is the nature of the impact over the software product or the project, that is catastrophic or critical or marginal. These are different types of or negligible. So these are various types of impact, and then R triple M. So these are the 5 columns, and then how you are going to develop the risk table. Then first you have to write or mention all the type of risk in the first column. Second is mark the category of risk. Here risk we will mark the category, and third is estimate the probability. So here we will calculate the probability, and I will tell you the way how will you calculate the or estimate the probability of each risk occurring in the next slide. So assess the impact of each risk. So here we will assess, we will check the impact of the each risk. Okay. So here how we are going to assess the impact of each risk, averaging of the 4 risk components. So here we will consider
अपॉइंटमेंट का तो कोई सीन नहीं है ओपीडी में दिखाया ना तुम तो
so another is the sort the rows by probability and impact in descending order. So here please don't talk. Sort the rows by probability and impact in descending order. So just here with the help of the table, here we will sort the different number of rows by probability, okay, by the and in descending order. So just we will consider some order either in ascending or descending, but here it is already mentioned, we will always consider the number of rows, we will sort the probability, okay, and impact in descending order. So we will always use the descending order, and at the end, we will draw a horizontal cutoff line in the table. Okay, horizontal cutoff line that indicates the risk that will be given further attention. So first we will complete the risk table with the help of the 5 columns. Okay, under each column, we will mention the values, that is the type of risk. We will list all those type of risk and then mark the category of each risk, and then we will calculate the probability and estimate of each risk, and then assess the impact of each risk, then sort all the rows by probability. Okay, because in the table there are number of columns, but with the help of, we will consider only the probability and number of rows, and then we will settle in the descending order, and after that at the end we will draw a horizontal cutoff line. Okay, horizontal cutoff line in the table that indicates the risk. Okay, and after that we will further keep attention on that. Now, how we are going to assess the risk impact? Okay, what is the risk impact? So now here we will consider 3 factors affect the consequences that are likely if a risk does occur. So what type of, here 3 factors? Now first is the its nature. Okay, nature, first we will check what is the nature of the risk, what is the scope of the risk, what is the timing of the risk, that for what a for a particular time the risk will maintain. Okay, so how much time will be taken by the each factor of the risk. So what is, how we will check the nature? So this indicate the problems that are likely if risk occurs. Okay, so first we will check the nature of the risk, and after that we will check the scope. Its scope. Its scope means severity of the risk. Okay, what is the power, or we can say the range or strength of the risk? You have already seen in the last or in the preceding slide about the scale is 1 to 10, and the scale will start from the low point and it will approach or proceed toward the high level. Okay, so here we will check the severity of the risk by just considering the points from, it will start from 1 to 10. Okay, that is called the risk table, risk scale. Okay, so that comes under the its scope. Okay, so it will tell you about the seriousness of the risk. Okay, and after that we will calculate its timing, that is for what time the risk is taking place. Okay, so this consider when and for how long the impact will be felt. So there is a one formula to calculate the risk exposure. Okay, RE is the overall risk exposure. So the formula we can write here RE in caps lock, in block letters RE. RE is equal to P into C. So what is the P? P is the probability of occurrence for a risk. Okay, so the probability will be provided to you in the problem. Okay, probability will be given or mentioned in the problem, that we can here just we are going to indicate it by P. Capital C, what is the cost of the project should the risk actually occur. Okay, because whenever the risk will take place, maybe the cost of the project enhance or increase. Okay, so P is the probability, C is the cost, and RE is the overall risk exposure. Now just we are going to consider one of the example. Here P is given 80% probability. Okay, that 18 of 60 software components. So there are in the project total number of components are 60, but 18 of 60 software component will have to be developed. Okay, just you are going to develop on only the 18 components, and after that just you are taking the risk, because you are aware what is going to be happen in the market or in the organization. So you have already here implemented the 18 software components related to the software product or the project, but to complete the project, there is a need of 60 software components. Okay, so just we are going to consider that one project here consists of total number of 60 software components. But till now, we have already developed 18 software components. Okay, but due to the factors of the risk, just we are going to stop here. So now it is given 80% probability. Okay, 80% probability. Here, capital C is the total cost of developing 18 components, because we have already developed 18 components. But what is the total cost of developing 18 components so far is the $25,000. Okay, so this is not the complete cost of the project, but this is the cost of the project of only 18 components, not of 60 components, because till now we have already developed 18 components. Okay, so this is the cost of the 18 components out of 60 software components. So what is the cost? Here we can indicate this by capital C, and this is equal to the $25,000. Now, how we are going to calculate the risk exposure? Okay, so the risk exposure RE is equal to here probability into the cost, P into C. So P is given 80% and it is multiplied by the cost, and you will get here risk exposure. Also, again, we can say the unit is again the here dollars, or we can say the rupees, or whatever it be, just we are considering here. So here the dollars. So RE risk exposure, the unit is in here dollars. Okay, because this is the money, because it will directly impact over the cost of the project. Okay, it will affect the cost of the project. So either there is a need arise to reduce the staff or to enhance the time to complete the project. Okay, so it is, we can say, inversely proportional to each other. If we are going to reduce the manpower, then it will take more time to complete the project. Okay, so far we have already done some sort of we can say problems for calculating the manpower or the number of programmers needed, but this is just different. Here we are going to calculate the risk exposure or the type of the risk. Okay, so just you can consider the unit for this in dollars, whatever it is provided or given in the problem. So RE is the risk exposure. Now the R triple M. What is this R triple M? Risk mitigation, monitoring, and management. And what is the background for that? Here you can see an effective strategy for dealing with the risk. Okay, so this is one of the effective strategy. We will always consider R triple M, that is the risk mitigation, monitoring, and the management. And what is the background? Here there are three issues, and just we are going to concentrate over those issues. The first issue is the risk mitigation, and second one is the risk monitoring, and the third one is the risk management and the contingency planning. So what is the risk mitigation? The risk mitigation, it is nothing but the avoidance. Okay, just we are going to avoid the risk. So at the primary level, just we are going to avoid the risk. We are not considering about the risk. So we are not emphasizing over the nature or the scope or the time for the risk. Okay, so at the first point, we can say that just avoid this. Okay, so that is called the risk mitigation. And second one, if the nature you are going to check and the nature is powerful, then just we will consider the risk monitoring. Okay, then we will keep our eye on the project and on each risk which are going to affect the project. Okay, so that is called the risk monitoring. At each and every point, we will monitor at each stage to our project or the software product. Okay, so third one is the risk management and the contingency planning. The third, if the effect is severe, then we are going to manage and plan. Okay, so third one is more powerful, that is called the risk management and the contingency planning. So in this case, contingency planning, just we are going to reduce the staff which are already used for the development of the project. Okay, so here, as we are going to reduce the staff, then it directly affects the cost of overall project. And here the cost of the overall project will reduce drastically. Okay, so here just we are going to consider what is the risk mitigation or the avoidance is the primary strategy and is achieved through a plan. So for this, again, we will make a plan. Okay, we will consider a plan. So with the help of the plan, we can avoid the risk. Okay, that is called the risk mitigation. Okay, example, risk of high staff turnover. So here we are already using high staff. So just we will keep our eye on the total number of staff members. Okay, if there is an involvement of the number of persons are more in a company, then here we will plan. Okay, so what is the strategy for reducing the staff turnover? Okay, another background for this. So meet with current staff. So first you are going to meet and discuss some points with the current staff which are already working in that company to determine the causes, because each and every time we will meet with the current staff and try to find out some we can say the causes or the reason, okay, for the turnover, that is poor working condition, low pay, competitive job market. So due to this, we will consider all these factors and then we will hold a meeting with our current staff and then we can find out various causes or the reason. Second point here, how we are going to reduce the staff turnover. Then second point is the mitigate those causes that are under our control. Okay, so here we will avoid those causes that are under our control before the project starts. So here, before the starting of the project, first we will try to use or focus on first point, that is the mitigation. Okay, so once the project commences, okay, here we are going to start our project, assume turnover will occur and develop techniques to ensure continuity when people leave. Okay, so once we have already commenced our project, then after starting of the project, we will emphasize over the turnover. Okay, and we will also check the how many programmers or the staff members are going to leave that company. Okay, organize project teams. Here we will organize our project team. Okay, so that information about each development activity is widely dispersed. Another point is defined documentation. Here for a project, the documentation is very necessary, very important. So we will define the documentation as per rules and regulation or along with the protocols and establish mechanism to ensure the documents are developed in a timely manner. So here we will do the documentation in a time bound manner. Okay, so the particular time is provided so that we can develop the documentation within a time. Okay, it means we will not do any type of delay in the development of the documentation, and it must be proper documentation with the software product or the project. So conduct peer reviews of all work. What is the peer reviews? Peer reviews means just we are going to check again and again whatever we are doing the work over the particular project. Okay, so conduct peer reviews, that is we are going to check, so or there is a particular team which mm, going to check about the project at each stage. Okay, to check the progress report. Another, assign a backup staff member for every critical technologist. Okay, so suppose if there is some sort of problem, if there is a lack or we can say the shortage of the staff for a particular technical member, then we will keep a backup for that. Okay. So if we have the backup for a particular technical staff, if there is a shortage of the staff, then just we are going to assign a backup staff member. So it also comes under the risk. Now, during risk monitoring, the project manager monitors factors that may provide an indication of whether a risk is becoming more or less. Okay, so whenever we will keep our eye on a particular project, then this is called the risk monitoring. At each and every time, we will keep our eye, we will check all what is going on inside the organization, what is the different type of, we can say, the group which is working on a particular project, we will check at each stage. Okay, so whether the work is going properly or not. So at each and time, every time we will check. Okay, so again for this there will be a team to check, or we can say for the monitoring of the risk. So what is the risk management and the contingency planning? Assume the mitigation efforts have failed and that the risk has become reality. So sometimes it we can say our efforts failed. Okay, because we are not sometimes aware by the market value or the status of our project whenever it will complete and launch into the market. Okay, so sometimes our management may fail, and due to that, we can say the severity of the risk enhanced. So another point, R triple M steps incur additional project cost. So whenever we will use R triple M steps, then there is the addition of the project cost. Okay, so the project cost will increase or enhance. So large projects may have identified 30 to 40 risks. Now there are the total number of risks that the project may face. So total number of risks here we are going to consider 30 to 40 risks. So there are various points. So before launching of the project, the large project may face 30 to 40 in numbers of risks. Okay, so these are the type of risks so the large project may face. So risk is not limited to the software project itself. Risk can occur after the software has been delivered to the user. Now you can see here, this is very important. Risk can occur after the software has been delivered to the user, even though each we can say the design phase, testing phase, everything has been over, and you have already delivered your software to the user, and after that the risk may occur even after delivering of the that particular project. So we can consider that there are 30 to 40 type of risk for for the large projects. Okay, if your company is going to design any large project or implementing any large project, then you can consider here, you can see here there are 30 to 40 risks, and the risk may occur after the delivery of the user. Okay, after completing of your project, you have already delivered, and after that, the organization may face the risk. Okay, now software safety. Now there are few points related to the software safety and hazard analysis. So for this, how we are going to analyze? There are again some factors. So these are software quality assurance. Okay, so in this case, we will follow some protocols, so rules and regulation with by using the designed protocols given by the IEEE organization to maintain the software quality, and we will assure regarding the software quality. Okay, so we will focus on the identification and the assessment. Okay, so identification and assessment, we can say these are the potential hazards. Okay, if hazards can be identified early in the software process, so software design features can be specified that will either eliminate or control potential hazard. Now here we can see that if at the starting, just you are going to reduce these, we can say the hazards. Okay, at the starting phase, just you are going to identify, then here we can eliminate and control the potential hazards, because at the end, after the completion of the project, then the nature of the risk, we can say it may be more severe. So it is very necessary at the primary stage or at the primary level, just you have to focus and try to reduce the type of risk. Okay, so such type of points come under the software safety and hazard analysis. Okay, so just we are going to eliminate and control potential hazards at the very starting. Just we have to calculate or identify the different type of risk. Okay, in the software process or the software design. Now there are again 7 principles of the risk. So first is called the maintain a global perspective, take a forward-looking view, encourage open communication, integrate risk management, emphasize a continuous process of risk, develop a shared product vision, encourage teamwork when managing risk. So we will always consider 7 principles of risk management. Just we are going to manage the risk, then we will work, okay, by using these 7 principles. So first is the maintain a global perspective. Just we are going view software risk within the context of the system and business problem that is intended to solve. So how we are going to solve those risks? Okay, if we are considering our project, our work, and we are connecting with the business, okay, and take a forward looking view, just we will think about the risk, okay, that may arise in the future. Encourage open communication, encourage all stakeholders and users to point out risk at any time. So here the organization as well as the company to which you are going to deliver, both must discuss the points related to the risk and try to solve at the same instant. Just I am taking your attendance now. So we can say just there are few seconds are left. Uh, Now emphasize a continuous process of risk management, develop a shared product vision, okay? Encourage teamwork when managing risk. So at the time of managing the risk, just we have to encourage our team members or teamwork. Now I will tell you on the next about the structure chart and so on. So thank you very much. Any question, please? Any question, please?